It's week 6, friends and neighbors. Rhizo14. It's been an interesting run, I'll tell you. And this is our last week. This is the one that hopefully pulls everything together, the final week where we do our final talks about final things. Community curriculum went really well last week. Lots of people starting to move towards that end point, but the question becomes, what does it mean to end the rhizomatic course? I mean, ideally, when we talk about the rhizome, we're planting a bit of plant in the middle of an ecosystem and it starts to grow, and at some point hopefully it grows beyond the boundaries of what you can contain. You put the scaffolding there, you put the structure in place to hopefully start a discussion, start a line of thinking, but ideally by the time you get to this point, I'm no longer necessary. These videos don't no longer need to be here. This is not where the conversation starts. And I think that already started to happen 2 or 3 weeks ago. But when we think about our own profession, about teaching, about learning, how do we plan in the obsolescence? How do we make sure that we don't become the central point of the conversation, that the end point is that we're no longer needed? And I think that when I look at all of the conversations going around and I look at my own practice and I think about what maybe the most important goal in this is if we do our jobs well and if we're on top of our game, by the time the curtain closes, nobody should see us walk out the door. And to me, that's an ideal scenario. And that's not because I don't enjoy the connections and will not continue the connections with many of the people that I've met in this course. And I very much hope to. But I hope to have this voice, the teacher voice, the fade out the door, and slowly, completely make the transition to being a peer like anybody else, have the power totally wash away. And I think that when we look towards a healthy education model, when we look towards the thing the rhizome has to teach us, if everything is always in the middle, if there's no starting and ending, then there shouldn't be one. All we've done is put the scaffolding on it for a minute. We've taken a bit of garden, a bit of space. We've put something in it. We've given it some water. It started to grow, and now we're walking out and letting it go on its own. So my question for this week, the challenge for this week is, how do we plan our own obsolescence? We'll see you on the internets, folks. We'll see you Thursday, and it's been a pleasure. Cheers.